I'm here outside the Williams Memorial Chapel at College of the Ozarks, where just a few hours ago, the pews inside the chapel here were filled with people that came here to mourn. And of all the people I spoke to, none of them knew anyone personally that was on those duck boats, but says they're hurting as if they did. A lot of emotion here this afternoon, and after that vigil was over, I also spoke with some first responders who came here to pray, and they were there Thursday night assisting with the rescue. I also spoke with a woman who rode those exact same duck boats just 2 days prior from this tragedy. Hear their compelling stories coming up tonight at News 4 at 10. Reporting live in Branson, Marielle, Mohs, News 4. Eric, good evening. I'm at the Ride the Ducks attraction here in Branson, and this business has been closed for the last 3 days, but there's still a steady flow of people that are coming here, paying their condolences to the victims. You can see just by how many names are written on this prayer board here, how many people have come by. Most of the victims of this tragedy are not from the Branson area, but at the vigil I spoke with many people who live here, and they want to make sure the surviving families of these victims feel love and comfort from the city of Branson. 17 bells.
I'm still crying over it.
To remember the 17 people.
The pain is intense here. You just feel the weight of how sad this is for families.
Who lost their lives Thursday night on Table Rock Lake.
They came on vacation to enjoy themselves and have fun. And now they're gone. It just really touched me deeply, very, very deeply. I hurt for these people.
Dozens of people showed up to Williams Memorial Chapel at the College of the Ozarks to pray, including a few of the first responders.
We cried, we prayed, we talked to each other.
That were there Thursday night helping with the rescue. What was that day like?
Rough.
Amazing grace.
Inside the chapel, Branson Mayor Karen Best had an important message for the families of the victims sitting in the pews.
You will always, always, always be a part of our family. And you will always remain in our hearts.
A horrible loss turned to togetherness.
Know that they are not strangers to us. They are family.
Branson always embracing tourism in joy and pain.
It felt like it was hit me and other people personally, like it was our family that it happened to, because that's just how we look at people that come to our town.
Linda Rich hopes this tragedy makes the Branson family stronger.
That God can and will make beauty from ashes, even from a tragedy.
Now, the final piece of this investigation is, of course, the duck boat itself. It is still 80 feet underwater in Table Rock Lake, and tomorrow morning the U.S. Coast Guard is going to be pulling that duck boat out of the water at 9 a.m. They're going to be bringing it to a secure location where the NTSB is going to finish up their investigation. News 4 will be there bringing you images of that boat being pulled out of the water. We'll have those for you on air and online. Reporting live in Branson tonight, Marielle, Mohs, News 4. Stretch Duck 7 has officially resurfaced, which is the final piece of this investigation. Take a look. It's still taking place a couple miles down the shore here at Table Rock Lake. You can see some of the Coast Guard boats are still out there, as well as several public boats that are just onlookers, watching this all take place and unfold. Now, this happened much faster than we all anticipated. The U.S. Coast Guard expected a 5-hour salvage operation, and they did it in about an hour and a half. This is how they made it work. They had Missouri Highway Patrol divers go down first into 80 feet of water and connect rigs to that boat. Then the U.S. Coast Guard slowly brought that boat to surface. Once it was above the water surface, they put pumps on the boat and got as much water out of the boat as they could. Then they slowly brought the boat over to the shore, and the plan is to tow it out of here and bring it to a secure location for the NTSB to investigate. Now, we don't know a list of all the damages that happened to this boat since Thursday, but one thing was very obvious when that boat resurfaced was how many life jackets were still on board of it.
The life-saving requirements and the regulations require that personal flotation devices be on board for all passengers, and the decision to don those PFDs is made as an operational decision for the captain on board.
Now take a look. This is a makeshift memorial we're just seeing for the first time. It's right here at the shore of Table Rock Lake by the Visitor Center. We've seen several people come by and pay their condolences. A rock representing each of the 17 victims from Thursday's tragedy. Again, we also have to remember 14 people did survive this incident. Reporting live in Branson alongside Table Rock Lake, Marielle Mohs, News 4. Claire, I'm at the Ride the Ducks attraction here in Branson where people are continuing to come by and paying their respects to the victims. And several people came out this morning to watch that boat get pulled from Table Rock Lake. And now that the boat is out of the water, investigators are hoping to get several questions answered into what happened Thursday night to cause that boat to capsize and sink. It was pulled out of the water just after 9 o'clock in the morning. And that happened a lot quicker than crews expected. It was out of the water within an hour and a half. First, how they got that out was bringing the Missouri Highway Department, the Highway Patrol divers into the water to connect rigs to that boat. Then the rigs pulled the boat out of the water. The U.S. Coast Guard, once they got it above the surface, they put in pumps to get as much water as possible out of that boat. They were able to float the boat over to the shore and put it on a tow so that they could examine the boat further. Now, one thing that was very visibly obvious when that boat got pulled out of the water was seeing how many life jackets were still on board. And after talking to several survivors over the last 4 days, they say that the captain of the boat told them that they wouldn't need to wear one.
The life-saving requirements and the regulations require that personal flotation devices be on board for all passengers. And the decision to don those PFDs is made as an operational decision for the captain on board.
Now, I did speak to several people who are out here to watch this boat be pulled out of Table Rock Lake, and you can hear their emotional reactions to it coming up at News 4 at 5 and 6. Claire?
Marielle, you mentioned the Missouri Highway Patrol, the U.S. Coast Guard, and the NTSB are all out there in Branson right now. Are all three of those entities investigating this incident together?
Now, they're all working together, Claire, on getting that boat out of the water. They said it really was a team effort today. They couldn't have done it without the three agencies. However, they are investigating this incident separately. And the NTSB now has possession of the boat, so they're going to be taking the boat to a separate location to finish their investigation. But that boat remained on the shore for quite some time today so that the Missouri Highway Patrol, as well as the U.S. Coast Guard, could complete their separate investigations.
All right, Marielle, we'll see you again coming up tonight on News 4 at 5 o'clock. Owners of the...
Claire, I'm at the Ride the Ducks attraction here in Branson where flowers are still being placed on all the duck boats that are parked here in the parking lot. Now, several people came out today to watch that boat be pulled from the water. And after speaking with many of them, they said they weren't sure what they were hoping to gain from seeing that boat be pulled from the water, but they all said that that part of the lake will never be the same. A lake surrounded by a rocky shore.
Oh, right over here.
Now weighted down by a painful memory.
Look at this.
A memory of 17 lives lost, hidden within the rocks. Marlene Teeter and her husband Jim walked to the edge of Table Rock Lake Monday to watch Stretch Duck 7 get pulled out of the water.
It's kind of heartbreaking. I don't know whether it's a good thing to see or not.
But while they were here, they found this.
That's just too emotional.
The pain runs deep for Marlene, who runs a Branson tour guide business. And part of her itinerary is bringing the groups on the duck boats.
And we bring in students from all over the world to have an experience in this beautiful little town.
She believes Branson is forever changed by this tragedy.
We will be with them for the rest of our life. We will be grieving with them.
Now, the Ride the Ducks attraction is still closed down. It's unsure when they're going to reopen, as well as the Branson Belle Showboat. That is still closed down as of today. Live in Branson, Marielle Mohs, News 4. Many people pulled up in their boats to look on as Stretch Duck 7 was lifted out of Table Rock Lake. But those on land collected along the shore, unsure of what they were really hoping to gain from seeing the boat removed from the water.
It's kind of heartbreaking. I don't know whether it's a good thing to see or not.
We just pray for healing, and that doesn't come fast and easy.
Julie Wiebe lives one cove over from where Stretch Duck 7 sunk. She says being on the water will feel different now.
We will go by this spot often, and it'll be hard not to think about it.
As a mom herself, she's most shaken by the survivor who lost her 3 children in this tragedy.
I can't help but think that mother that lost 3 children, and to be in the water with them so closely, my heart goes out to her.
The owners of the company that operate Ride the Duck say they're going to cover funeral and medical expenses as well as travel expenses for everyone involved. They also say they're going to be providing grief counselors for all their employees. Reporting in Branson, Marielle Mohs, News 4.